We've won some huge clients from this, so I think it's genuinely, it's worked very well. The end game for me was kind of brand presence and making sure that people find us and that effectively we open up that sales pipeline, and that's definitely all worked for us. So my name's Jamie. I work for Eclipse Presentations Limited. We are a full-service event production agency based out of Southeast London. We predominantly serve the London markets, but over the last few years that's kind of diversified and we now serve a much larger market. We would normally tend to work on corporate conferences, events, product launches, award shows, and all of that kind of good stuff.
Could you dive into a few of the kind of the main areas you would help those types of clients?
Yeah, so the clients would normally engage with us once they understand that they need to put on an event, and that can start with them saying we need to find a venue, and our team can kind of assist with that. Usually we kind of get engaged once the venue has been found, and we would then assist with the full service production offering. So we would kind of spec out the sound system required for the room, the projection, the LED wall, the lighting systems, and creating an experience for our clients.
Before we started working together, could you tell us a little bit about the kind of challenges you were facing, maybe things you were hoping to achieve, and why you decided to kind of reach out in the first instance to start the conversation?
I could search our brand name, Eclipse, in Google, and we wouldn't come up in search terms. So we realized quite quickly that that was a big problem. So working with you, we kind of wanted to obviously establish our brand digitally, and really that's kind of focusing through all the major search engines and making sure that our website is kind of findable, so people looking for our services do find our services and not our competitor services. We started with very little, but you've been good to kind of be able to guide us through the journey of what we need to do to kind of get us onto the roadmap effectively. So through those years, we've kind of spent some good time kind of looking at what we can do to manage our organic SEO, to better that, to ensure that all of my team are kind of doing what we need in terms of creating the correct kind of content and putting the right messaging out there that effectively Google and the other search engines would like to see and effectively bring us up on those rankings.
Can you think of any kind of big wins over the last couple of years, things which really stood out as like, hey, that's been an awesome outcome, or something we didn't expect, or a really positive aspect that you weren't really prepared for or were like really excited about?
We've won some huge clients from this, so I think it's genuinely, it's worked very well in terms of the clients being able to find us and then find and have a trust in that we can deliver these events for them. And actually those clients have then gone on to become kind of long-standing clients that we've delivered on multiple events multiple times for multiple years. So I mean, obviously with marketing and SEO, the end game for me was kind of brand presence and making sure that people find us and that effectively we open up that sales pipeline, and that's definitely all worked for us.
In later years, we kind of started helping on the kind of Google ad side of things as well, with the pay-per-click marketing and things. How do you feel that's helped you steer the ship for Eclipse in terms of marketing, kind of reaching your goals, 2024, 2025 onwards?
As you mentioned, it is a relatively new process for us, but we've already seen some fairly big wins. So kind of working with you guys has been really helpful to kind of help us along the way and understand what we need to do, what we need to address, what we need to not do. And I think in terms of the kind of pay-per-click, I can only see that as getting more and the requirement becoming more valuable as we understand the actual return on investment it's bringing back to us. So yeah.
Is there anything where you felt it stood out and really helped you get clarity and kind of got your team on board where you can all kind of move forward, or saved you time, maybe increased profits, and anything like that in particular?
Putting aside the profitability of the jobs and the clients we've won, I think genuinely find it quite interesting, and it's nice to be able to actually pick up the phone and go, what do you think about this? Is this a crazy idea? Or no? And to be kind of like, well, no, this sounds like a cool idea. Have you thought about X, Y, and Z and taken that a little step further? So I think having that is probably one of the biggest values for me.
Do you have any specific goals that you feel you're going to be confident to hit in terms of kind of percentages of lead volume or like revenue increases or anything like that?
I'm very clear that we're looking for a distinct growth year on year, and that's going to be a stepped growth going into 26, 27, 28. So, yeah.
You mentioned kind of having that communication and things like that. Do you feel like that's made your day-to-day easier? Do you feel like it's kind of, I don't know, even stress levels, anything like that, where we might have helped along the way?
Some of the worry is with the new technologies around AI and what people are implementing is that suddenly becomes a lot harder. But I think it's trying to work with tools like that are great, but still having that personal touch, that person we can call and say, hang on a minute, what's going on over here? Or have you thought about this? I think it's always going to win.
Do you have any other advice to other people who might be looking for kind of like, SEO, Google ads or marketing services of any sort?
As I say, I'd definitely be picking up the phone, chatting to you guys, finding out what can be done. And it can be, I think, also quite easy to make fairly big mistakes that are fairly costly if you try and do it by yourself. So having some people to kind of be able to talk to and give solid advice is what I would suggest.
And finally, so if I was a kind of a client who needed your services, where could I find you? Online or, in person?
We're Eclipse, we're based out of Southeast London. So online, eclipse.global is our URL. And again, you should be able to search events, technical event management, and we should pop up to the top, hopefully. And as I say, always welcome to pop in for a coffee or to give us a shout.